money. There's just not enough money. The state's like, you don't get food stamps no more because you got a bonus. 1 month. Just not enough money for anything. You paid the bills and it's just a handful of money left and it's not even enough for groceries for 2 weeks. Fuck, and I can't get to the food pantries because we only have one car.
Hold on. I can't get to the food pantry because I only have one car. That's a problematic statement for me. So what does that one car only go a certain mile radius? So you can't get to the food pantry? No excuse. I've been in a situation where we've only had one car, had to get both parents to work, and me and my siblings. So, I'm sorry. Can you not like maybe drop your husband off? Maybe he has to go to work a little earlier, sacrifice, maybe a little bit more time spent to prep and get there. But to me, it sounds like an excuse. I'm just being honest. It sounds like an excuse. Most of people's problems are self-inflicted.
And I get to work and they want to stress me out too. They being poor. You work, and you got nothing. You don't qualify for nothing because you make a little bit too much 1 month.
Okay. Well, let's say this. If she is in a situation where a 1 month bonus threw off her government aid, then I could see that being an issue and something that maybe needs to be addressed, because if that's something she's dependent on and she qualifies for it, I don't know her situation. I'm not saying she doesn't, but if she does and she qualifies for it, hopefully that's something she can rectify. And again, it comes back to spending habits. It's like we live in a society where you think you need everything. They push so many products and vacations and cars, and everybody's keeping up with the Joneses. It's like it's really up to you to change the trajectory of your life. Like for me, I moved from another state because the state I lived in was too expensive. So I thought, hey, if I could cut down my expenses by 20, 30% by relocating, then so be it. And let me guess, like, you don't have the means to do that. Everybody doesn't. No, there was a lot of steps that I took prior to being in a position to be able to take care of myself financially when something like this does happen. So don't get me wrong, like it absolutely does not snap your finger out of nowhere and you're financially sound. It's a series of small decisions you make to put yourself in a position to be financially secure. So I think, in my personal opinion, you shouldn't get online because one, this is documented forever. Your employers, future employers, friends, family, eventually your kids are going to be able to see this online. And I don't think there's a problem with expressing yourself, but I think people do not care if you're struggling. And there's rarely ever any benefit of going out there showing your hardship. I got another video that I want to highlight, and this kind of speaks from my perspective of just not sharing. Like sometimes people overshare. So let's go ahead and check this out.
What you say?
Never ever tell anyone you are struggling financially, because if you do, only three things can happen, and none of them help you. First, the people who cannot help you will pity you, and pity never paid a single bill. Second, the people who
Let's start with the first one. It says, so those who can't help you will pity you. So that's one thing. Is like misery loves company. Do you want pity from others? Because a lot of times, like people want to see you doing well, but never better than them. So you may be looked at differently because of that. And I mean, you shouldn't really care what people think, but I also, there's a certain perception, or I guess a certain respect you should have for yourself. And a lot of times, just like, I think it's okay to be vulnerable, but you shouldn't be vulnerable with everybody, especially online. It's like, I don't get it. People come on here vulnerable, sharing their experiences, and then get mad at people's feedback. It's like, no, you openly shared your personal life experience. So now you're in a predicament where you don't like the feedback you're getting. So now you're angry or upset. If you don't want people to comment or judge you, then don't put it online. Anything I present here can be used against me at any point in time. So it's like, don't say anything you don't believe. And I definitely don't think putting your hardships out there. So people only pity you. Like, do you want pity or do you want respect and admiration? I definitely don't need a pity party for myself. So some people want pity, but for me, pity doesn't do anything.
Who can help you will quietly distance themselves because struggle is contagious, and wealthy people protect their circle like they protect their money. Third,
All right, so let's get the second one was basically if you have the means to help them, then they don't want to be in a situation where they're dealing with people that constantly struggle. And I can attest to that. You ever had that one friend or that family member, no matter how much money you loan them, how much time you give them to pay you back, how many job opportunities you offer, they never get it right. So it's like you don't want because I call those energy vampires. It's like you're around somebody who doesn't really care about your well-being. They're take, 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 take. And if you're a giver, that could be, I guess, draining, And you only have so much energy in a day that you could allocate to certain things. So it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to spend my time dealing with somebody who's not appreciative or who's not going to take the initiative themselves to do it. So it's like your friends are your circle of friends are who you represent and who you become. So who you hang around with really matters. So I understand that. Like nobody wants to be around somebody who's constantly begging or borrowing, and they're not ever doing anything to change their circumstances. I had people or friends that are like that, and yeah, it's not cool. You don't want to be around that, especially if you're trying to progress and you want better out of life. So let's see. Let's check into number three.
the ones who sympathize to your face will often be the first ones to talk behind your back, and word travels fastest to the people you never wanted to know your position. Here is what billionaire families teach behind closed doors. Silence is your greatest financial weapon. I once watched a man announce his debt publicly. He thought people would rally around him. Instead, his landlord raised the rent, his business partners pulled out, and his bank reconsidered his credit line. One conversation destroyed 5 years of positioning because the market does not reward honesty about weakness, it rewards the perception of strength.
And that's something I definitely realized early on, especially coming into business, that honesty's not always rewarded, just being like, I guess, forthcoming or sincere about certain things is not always the best. You have to be very strategic in business. And if you're not, you'll get knocked off your pillar. So I think that is very sound advice because most people are put themselves in a predicament because they always think like, especially in a working environment, you think your coworkers are your friend or your boss is your friend, and you share some information that you think might be of help, but actually it's a hindrance. So be very careful of who you share and what you share with people because you never know how it's perceived. It's like a lot of times some people, it could be friends or family, people that you think care about you, you share some personal information and then they're talking about you behind your back, and it becomes, you're a laughing stock. So it's like a lot of times, people are never going to care more than you care. So if you're not doing anything to change your life, you can make yourself a laugh and mockery amongst your social circles by just sharing the wrong information. So be very careful, in particular, who you share with.
Never perform your pain publicly. Never audition your problems for an audience. Fix things in silence, rise in silence, then let the results do all the talking. The world often responds to the way you present yourself. Present.
And that's what I was saying. I don't understand why you're getting on TikTok and complaining and crying. Because to me, from my perspective, you're not really looking at a resolution. You're looking for sympathy. You're looking for clout. You're looking to grow your audience. And if you want to grow your audience around that type of content, so be it. I don't. I want to have maybe more of a positive influence. And I think you have to be very particular because you could get yourself caught up in a cycle of misery just look like depending on where you focus. Like so, like I said, I would say for her, definitely, I'd say redirect your energy. Maybe get around people that are in the direction you want to head, and maybe focus on that because sometimes when you're in that situation, you really don't know like the escape velocity you have to get out of these certain circumstances is ridiculous, and not everybody has the resilience or strength to do so. So I'd say if you don't have the information, put yourself around people that have the information. Or again, we have everything at the excuse me at the access of our fingertips. So use it to your advantage.
Struggle, and you may invite more of it. Present strength, and new opportunities may begin to open. If you're ready to start building, you can find the four.
So yeah, he's gonna give us his wealth building strategy, but no words truer. I definitely agree with him. Be careful who you share your personal hardships with. I wouldn't get online publicly. I think you can tell your testimony, but if there's not a solution after that or a path or direction to success, I don't think just sharing misery online is beneficial for you or anybody. I don't want to go online and consume that all day. But if I am reacting to it, the only purpose is to shed another light to give perspective on how things can be handled. Because I'm telling you, you can change your life. And this all starts, excuse me, mentally. So let me know. Do you think that it's justified to get online and cry about your hardships, or is it better for you to hunker down and go talk to people who really care about you that are going to give you sound advice? Go ahead, like, comment, share. Let me know what you think.